Hello and welcome to the Frankie Vibe. I'm Frankie, and in this section, I'm going to do something different than the podcast. I'm going to talk about my life, my experiences, real stories that happen. It's a story time. So, yeah, basically, what happened to me, and hopefully, you will laugh about my miserable moments. So this story starts in 2021. So it was 4 years ago. And I was a little bit younger, more younger than today, not really young. I was like in my early 30s, I would say like 31, I think. And I was working in a public library called Mariano Moreno in Argentina. This is the biggest public library in Argentina. It's huge. Every country has their public library. Like every country has one library that is like the top one library, like the biggest one. And this one was one of those that is like the biggest library in Argentina. And I was working way down. So I was working on the vault where they have all these archives, all these photos of all newspaper photographs that were all about famous people, basically like very valuable things. And I was working with all kids. They were like 20 to maximum 25. I was 31, 32, something like that. And we smoked a lot of weed when we were out. When we stopped working, we went out to a park and we started smoking. Like we did this very frequently, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. We were working like 5 days a week. But one of them decided one day that he had a very good idea that it was, we're not gonna smoke weed on Friday when we go out from work. I'm going to bring magic brownies. What the fuck? I didn't know if it was a good idea, to be honest, because I never tried these magic brownies before. I didn't know how strong they were, if they were strong at all. I don't know, like I never experienced it really. So I was excited about it. So I was like, sure, let's do it. So, okay, came Friday. And by the way, let me tell you how this guy looked. So you have a picture in your head. He was like kind of like liberal, woke, progressive, you know. He looked like Shaggy from Scooby Doo, but with long hair. He was always high, really high. Like you can see in his face, you know, when the eyes got lost, they are like red. You know, when somebody smokes a lot, you can see in their eyes kind of like. So this guy brought the brownies, and he was like, guys, I made them very powerful, very strong. So go careful with it. And I was like, yeah, sure. But I didn't know how much it was a lot, how much it was like not a lot. I mean, he didn't say how much really. He was like, just don't do too much. But what is too much? Is it one too much? Is it like one bite too much? You know, I have no idea. I have no clue. So we went to the park. It was already getting darker. He brought the brownies. The first thing that I did is smell it, and I smelled the weed, and it smelled a lot like weed. So I knew, okay, this has a lot of weed, but again, I don't really know how much to eat. So I started with like half a brownie. I ate half a brownie, and I was waiting, I'm waiting, didn't feel anything. That it hits right away into your brain. It doesn't. This takes time. You have to process on your stomach. Then it goes into your brain, to your blood, and then from your blood to your brain. So it takes time. It takes like 40 minutes. But I didn't know all of that. He didn't explain anything. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm not high. I'm not feeling it. I'm going to take more. So I take just half more to complete like my brownie, complete brownie. And so I was like, after like 40 minutes, okay, I'm supposed to be high at this point. I was only a little bit high. I didn't feel it that much. So I was like, I have to take more. I think this guy is super gay. He makes them like not strong at all. So I'm going to take like one more, just exactly one more brownie. So it's two brownies. And with that, I mean, I have to be high, I guess. And by the second brownie, I started to feel it. I was super, super, super high. I was like looking at people at their faces, laughing, making jokes, going one way, going another way, uh, rolling on the grass. I was just like a monkey at that point, to be honest. So at this point, it was starting to get darker. So it was like nighttime at this point, and the guys wanted to go out. They were like, "Hey, we can go to this club. We can do this and that, whatever." And at that point, I don't know what was said, but I started to feel like I was too tired and sleepy. That generally happens when you smoke too much. In this case, I eat too much. So I started having like a bad feeling about it. Okay, I have a lot of fun. I went to like my roof of fun, and I started to calm down. Yeah, I was feeling tired, so I was like, guys, I prefer to go home and sleep. I'm not going out. So yeah, sorry guys, have fun. Also, was my first time that I took these magic brownies, so I didn't know really how much they were going to hit me. I was a little bit afraid of that, so I decided maybe it's not a good idea to go to the club if I never did this before, and I don't know how much it's going to hit me in what way. So I was taking the train back home. It was like maybe like 2 hours of train, so it was a lot. And in the train, I was feeling very sleepy, very tired, even more than before. And I was like, oh, it's like even difficult to walk at this point. It's even difficult to like think. I'm starting to feel like very high. So I get down the train and I start walking home. It was like maybe 10 minutes walk, but I felt like it was half an hour because I was going so slow and everything was going slow. And I was getting also a little bit paranoid because I was like seeing things that, oh, is that a dog? No, no, it's not a dog. Is that some person there right there in that tree? No, no, it's not. I was super high and it was so difficult to like make each step to like get to my house, and even finding the directions to my house. I was like, okay, where do I go now? Do I turn around here? Even though I did it like a million times, but whatever, I was super high. But the point I got home, this was like the last stage of how high I was, because after this I don't remember anything else. I just fall asleep like a baby. Uh, it was I started to feel like things were like melting around me, like the table. I sit down at the table and the table felt like it was like melting, like kind of like, ooh, and I was melting into the table. The same thing in the bed. When I went to bed, I feel like I was melting and going inside the the mattress, the bed. It was like kind of weird. And at that point, I knew like the only thing I can do is try to sleep, because at this moment I'm having like a overdose on marijuana, on THC. But the thing is, I wanted to sleep, but I felt very uncomfortable sleeping in every position because my head was spinning too much. It was spinning, spinning, spinning. So I couldn't even sleep, even though I was tired. So I ended up sleeping like in the worst position ever. But I don't know why I felt very comfortable when I was high. I would just put an image because it's really very difficult to explain in words how the position looked back then. And yeah, I slept all morning, like 8 hours, in that weird position that I felt very comfortable. And then I woke up there like, what the fuck happened? What? I was so high. I was still feeling like a little bit like dizzy, lightheaded, something like that. But I wasn't like high like before. I was just like a little bit like, uh, when you you get knocked down by somebody. I never got knocked down, but if you get punched like really hard and you woke up and you feel like dizzy, I was kind of like feeling like that. And one of the things that I thought, it was, I'm so lucky that I didn't went to the club like I wanted at first. I decided, I don't feel this like it's going really well. Maybe I should go home. Just be cautious because I never took magic brownies before. And I'm so happy that I did that, because otherwise feeling like this inside a club where there's people, music, and you're so far away from your house, it would have been the worst experience ever. I was so lucky to be in my house, in my room, in my bed. So I didn't freak out that much. So yeah, that's basically the story of what happened the first time that I had these brownies, these magic brownies. Have you guys also had experiences like this, or your friends had experiences like this? Let me know in the comments. And of course, after this experience, now I'm much more aware of how uh, powerful it can be, THC, when you take it in a different way that you're not used to, and it can hit you way harder. So that's it for today's story. I hope you guys like it, and maybe I will put more stories of like weird, funny things that happened to me in my life. That's it for now. Bye bye bye.